Dex, for a second there, I forgot that Benny Cutie is a father.
Yeah.
So I really just thought you were calling Benny daddy.
World-class champions. Now we're heading to the game. It's game number 1. First series of the day. Kyle TZ and Carl TZ on camera. So far, they're doing their things on their own. And let's start this game.
Now, I'm really wondering how is Carl TZ feeling right now, right? He started the day with an assassin versus assassin challenge against Kyle. Does that mean he's feeling better? Does that mean he feels like he is up to the task?
I feel like after going up against Irad yesterday, it's like, man, this kid reminds me of myself. I feel like I gotta bring him back.
And I was called the child prodigy.
Yeah,
I gotta bring back my Lance back.
True, because someone in the fans called him the child prodigy, and maybe that way to bring back the heat on how he started his journey back in seasons before, on how the Lancelot was one of his signature picks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I still consider that a signature pick for Carl TZ, but with the jungle picks here, the Hellcurt pickup stops Echo from being honest when they're engages. The timing of Bren Esports with utilizing the Dark Knight Falls of the Hellcurt is great. That's why this pick is so good for them, because they know it stops anything that their opponents want to do. Bren Esports with Dark Knight Falls down, they immediately go on hunting mode because the members of their opponents are blind.
I just gotta say, this Hellcurt pick of Bren Esports has never failed, not even once on the regular season.
Yeah, I think with the pick of the Hellcurt, they want to go fast and furious, right? So expect when you hit level 4, Bren Esports will want to activate Ogwen right away.
Yeah.
Try to get that Valentina advantage, a Hellcurt advantage.
Yeah. Let's see if we'll get the FNF here in the first turtle of the game. Yaoi brought low.
Oh, there it is. They're going in, and they're going hard. Carl TZ, he's not wasting any time. Gets a retribution on the turtle. Carl TZ also goes down, and there goes the early game advantage of Bren Esports. And Yaoi, he's also making sure that Ogwen will also suffer for the consequences of their actions.
That is not how you want to start a game against the world champs. Bren Esports, Echo, it feels like they got blinded, but they said, no, we'll just keep fighting.
Yeah.
And they made it work. Yaoi with a beautiful hook to cap off that victorious clash for Echo. 2 kills for Carl TZ plus a turtle.
I just gotta say that he can do that. He can play Mobile Legends with blindfolds on.
With his feet.
With his feet, Carl TZ still on
That has to be a superpower.
the right point in hitting that retribution button. And it's just amazing how they're trying to bounce back from yesterday's strong fight up against RSG.
Oh, I also have to bring it up, right? I think Carl TZ, he was playing well up until maybe game 4, maybe he ran out.
Yeah.
So maybe Echo, the plan here is to speed things up so that, his injury doesn't affect him too much coming into the series.
Yeah, it is a factor that has to be discussed in sports. Super Marco dodges the hook there. It is big factor. Of course, as much as possible, you want to be comfortable playing the game and sport that we love. But Carl TZ is going through it. But definitely that isn't a reason or anything to downplay the achievements of their opponents, especially RSG yesterday. Injury or not, RSG was tremendous in their victory against Echo.
Yeah, from all 5 games. Amazing performance. Flap TZ is going to be targeted by 2. Up top, Sanford and Carl TZ backs away.
Yeah, you read yesterday, by the way. He made a lot of fans. I was reading the comments.
Definitely,
yesterday.
man.
Man, that was a beautiful game. Just have to bring that up.
Like, I didn't hide it. Like yesterday, Kyle TZ, Irad made a big fan out of me during that cast.
Yeah.
And as Flap TZ and Sanford duke it out here, this is what we expect from that glue Lapu-Lapu matchup. Now we look at the positioning of the roamers and the mid laners as Echo is drafting a pick-off focused lineup with Benny Cutie sticking a little bit closer to Sanji and or Yaoi. And this is why Bren Esports just backs off. After the loss they suffered earlier, they decided we're just going to give the second turtle the game. That's going to be a free one for Echo. So key item pickups, Demon Hunter Sword has already been built up by the Hellcurt of Bren Esports. Now, and this is why the Hellcurt pick is unique in this situation. Up against a dive comp, when you're much closer to your opponents, the effects of the blind isn't as bad. That's why Echo are confident to fight even with the Dark Knight Falls up. But if Echo drafted a lineup that have something like an Eve or a Farsa, they would have to retreat and recover just to avoid it.
Yeah, and I don't know if Carl TZ can recover from that, because he absorbed almost all the crowd control, and there was just no way from him out of there.
Yeah, and two members were far away up top, probably protecting Benny Cutie. And something tells me from what Renmar is saying, Echo knew this was going to happen. Bren using the Hellcurt, and now they had their first additional kill for this match.
Yeah, it's not a foolproof strategy. Like, sometimes people are going to get picked off with this lineup like this. You just can't help it.
Ooh!
Yeah.
Saved by the bell. He was also going to be peeked by Sanford there. Really close.
Conceal play by Yawi and Sanji, just trying to get information here. What Ogwin did earlier, by the way, that's just good familiarity of your opponent. Recognizing the situation that the pathing of Carl Teasy's Lancelot would lead to where he would be. And then the positioning of Ogwin, just saw Carl Teasy in the perfect spot. And with the members of Bren there, good call for that pickoff. Now with this 4v4 here around in the mid, it might be down to a shrub check by one of the roamers to decide it. As Carl Teasy paths stop, he's going to be looming around the turtle first. But Hellcurt's next buff will be the purple buff, so we might see a big one there. But Echo seems to be going a 4-1 swing leading up to the turtle.
Oh, that's a flicker committed by Yawi, and they are chasing down Super Marco. Help is very, very far away, but with the right usage of the flicker, he's able to make it out just in time.
What
Super
a call.
Marco.
Super Marco, man.
He is athletic.
Athletic is one of the ways that you can describe it. That was a clean escape.
It was actually very smart, right? His pathing was excellent.
Oh,
and
Gwen.
speaking of excellent, look at that beautiful engage by Owen, but it's not enough to stop the goal.
What? What? Carl Teasy. What a retribution play there. And he was the one who was picked off there by Ogwin.
He got stunned, Tyrant's Rage, Tyrant's Revenge, but once he used that Thorn Rose, he had a perfect calculation where to hit that button.
Who got picked off by who? That's the question.
He's like, I got picked off? No, I'm picking you off. Oh, that's
that guy got picked off for sure. And Calteezy will not actually be able to defend that turret. And gold is just coming in to Echo non-stop right now for the past few minutes.
Yep, and there is no turret destroyed from top to bottom, and as of this moment, it's only the mid for Echo. Higher defense now. They're trying to push Bren. Another grab from Yawi.
And Yawi just relentless in taking each and every member of Bren Esports that he can find on the map.
Franco Bea Cadeta. That is one of the recipes for a sure pickoff.
Oh, come on! Yawi! He's just finding everyone that he wants.
Okay.
Oh, and I don't think Bren's taking that sitting down. I think they are mad. I think they want to go. But there's just no stopping that. Yawi using that flicker even. With the flicker forward. You don't usually see that from a Franco, but he's going to have to fight it around with Ogwin. Calteezy with the Dark Knight Falls. They're trying to isolate down to Sanji, and they are able to do that just like that. That's a double kill for Sanford. And the 4-man Echo on mid is looking really, really good, although Sanji does go down.
Echo are responding really well. Right now, what we're seeing is just a game dictated by the two roamers and mid laners of each team. The roaming mid 3. Oh, there goes Flap. What a pick. Yet again, Flap was just trying to clear minion waves.
So the Echo game plan. Wait, Yawi, is your ultimate up? Yes, let's go.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
He bites everything who's near. Ultimate out, and Echo secures more of the possibilities of a threat from a Hellcurt. Kyle Teasy on this Hellcurt could be on some of a challenge how to put up against Echo right now.
It's working so well for them, and the gold is just being equalized maybe a little bit with some tower takedowns, but overall, the late game of both teams are actually also pretty good.
Yeah. And it's interesting because this is a draft where the Fanny was non-factor up until the second phase. So Echo, it felt like they were the ones who dictated this draft with how they picked it. Again, when it comes to lineups that are good for pickoff and dives, for myself, I disagree with a Hellcurt pickup. If they were up against, again, an artillery mage, it would have been great. But the Hellcurt is just so punishable, and highly likely that before he can get the silence off, or he does get the silence off, he'll be lacking the burst and he'll be the one bursted in turn.
Well, speaking of silence and getting that burst on that Sea Halberd second item, something tells me a flicker in from Yaoi.
There it is. Like you said, Echo's game plan. Yaoi ultimate, Bloody Hunt, let's go, but Ogwen, there's a counter flow. They want to go as well. They're fighting under the tower, but Kyle TC will still fall. Siege is very strong for Echo. They still got some minions on the bottom, and they want to take down that inhibitor turret.
Echo are just running away, but I have to correct myself. They are swimming away with this.
Swimming away.
The Orcas are swimming. Sanji's entries have been immaculate. And of course, we can talk about Yaoi and how he's been starting everything for Echo. But the response of Echo as a team, specifically Sanji and Sanford, the Sanford duo, it's what's stopping Bren from being able to respond properly.
The Sansan brothers. Now they're back at it again for the duo. Now something tells me the only one here for Bren Esports is Super Marco that has the damage. And they're going at it again. Echo's looking for someone being isolated here.
Look at that.
Yaoi trying
that.
to hook.
Oh, there you go again. He hits the mark. Flapteezy was hooked, but he will survive. Kalteezy on the back. He slows down the attack, but Echo will still be up on the front. Yaoi again almost making his mark.
My heart.
Said that again. Appreciate that's what Bren Esports heard. Not the drums of Echo, but their own heartbeats. Yaoi on this Franco.
I felt that. I totally felt that. I was thinking somebody could get hooked another one from that engage.
Almost. It was a hair away, man. I swear.
Okay. With the lead on Echo has built right now, 7.5. What's the comeback potential? How is Bren going to see an avenue here on taking the strength of Echo right now?
Oh, they do it by 1 or 2 pickoffs in a team fight. It has to be the counter. Because right now, with what they have, it'll be difficult for them to try and initiate just onto one. Echo will be able to quickly get in to where that pickoff attempt is happening and just respond. See, Bren Esports can't even get to Echo in time to stop the board.
That was so close.
That's easy, using the ultimate just in time.
That was almost, like, literally a pixel away this time around.
Yeah.
Not a hair away, a pixel away.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yaoi's hooks is just on the A game right now.
And look how behind Super Marco is in terms of the gold and the items. 1, 2 more major ones coming up here for Benecutie. Just looking out for the House Claws on the Baytrix if he wants more regen out of that. And the jungle difference. Look, 3 items for Kyle TZ, almost fully built. That hybrid build Lancelot. 2 defensive items, a War Axe and then a Hunter Strike.
Okay, will that physical penetration reach the defense of Echo that has been built as of this moment? And now they're going in, trying to penetrate the base. Flapteezy. Oh, the flicker from
There you
Echo.
go, Ogwen. He's trying to take 2, but Sanford's the only one who's stunned up. Yeah, we able to mobilize a little bit. Ogwen will get taken out by Benecutie on the back. He's relatively safe. Kalteezy diving in. Benecutie's low, but he will still go. Go, and that's a double for the marksman of Echo. And the Lord's on the bottom as well. That's a triple for the Storm. And that's going to be Echo taking game number 1.
Hot start for the Orcas on the back of Yaoi's play on that Franco. Bren Esports having a big fanning ultimate for themselves. That's good, which is of course the Lolita, because you can't put the Faramis in the roam. That would have been way too much pressure for Flapteezy's Glue, who's already up against a Lunox.
Yeah. All points lead to Bren Esports, and how will they execute this one? Let's see. Let's leave it up to the pros on how they want to do this up against Echo. It's game number 2, and we're going for a start. Early invades, though, from Bren Esports here. Eyes on Yaoi and Carl TZ on this purple.
There's a proactiveness that we are looking for here for Bren, but they're having a hard time finding a way or an entrance to disrupt the jungler of Echo, where we see Sanji and Sanford actually securing both major entrances into the jungle.
Okay.
Good zoning out and good pressure showed up by Bren. So the members, the 2 teams recognize the importance of the scaling of the 2 junglers. Kyle TZ would want to be relatively safe. He cannot suffer 2 deaths early. 1 may be recoverable, but even that is already quite a tall order. That's how fickle sometimes Hayabusa pickup is, but Kyle TZ had a monster performance as a Hayabusa yesterday. up against Blacklist International. Talented as a young man in that hero.
Yeah, give them a W. Just that on. So now this could be a threat for Echo if they want to see this. But this Lunox pick really is a good choice if you want to be in your gold lane right now.
It's really good in terms of matchup, I think, because he is going to have some versatility in terms of how he wants to handle that gold lane. So we're going to have to wait and see how that pans out, as we do see, again, Bren Esports. They're trying to be as aggressive as they possibly can with the lineup. But Echo, they have other plans.
Yeah.
Now they have Carl TZ and Sanford on the side. Sanji as well basically have good coverage, which means they secure that turtle.
Okay. You know what's interesting? This actually empowers Carl TZ and Sanford, considering that, okay.
Those are big
he's trapped
opens
in.
being forced out, and Sanji has it backed in with a real-world manipulation. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. There's a heavy spin that is a bane to all Lolita players all around the world. And we do see that Sanford and Sanji, they're not done. They're going to take out you as well as Ogwin. That's a double for the XP laner of Echo.
This is one classic Yaoi that we're seeing back in Akai. And we have thought it could be in the jungler, but no, this is one deadly Akai. Going back to this instant replay, that was 2 members of Bren Esports falling down.
Yeah, it was great positioning by Yaoi. And of course, the decision for Sanford to go for that. As I was mentioning earlier, because Echo has a lineup with an Eve and a Lunox, it forces Bren to draft more magic defense items in the Radiant Armor and the Athena shields, which means Sanford and Carl TZ, if they can get their items relatively quickly, and that's why that double kill for Sanford early was so good, then Bren Esports will be eating a chunk of physical damage that they don't have defense for just yet.
And Fuse Cult Altar was on cooldown, so they had the knowledge of that, and they played knowing that Few will not be able to save his members.
Yeah, the skill counting by Echo was really good there to pressure Bren in that scenario.
Good timing as well, but now eyes on the gold lane. Super Marco, Yaoi's here!
Oh, they're on the bottom. That's a very early Cold Altar coming in from the captain of Bren Esports. Not going to be enough to save Super Marco in the end. And while all that's happening, Carl TZ also steals a purple buff away from the Hayabusa.
Oh, you don't want to see that. And, you know, seeing this Akai and Lunox together, I was feeling, why does this feel so familiar? All right, Yaoi and Exort loved this combination in MPL Philippines Season 7 when they were still with Next Play. It wasn't even Next Play EVOS yet.
Flap.
Still Next Play.
Yeah, Flap's easy.
Low mana.
Again, just
Oh,
trying to
regen.
survive. This is every laner of Bren Esports, and Flap TZ is included in that. Has to use the ultimate to get out.
TZ on TZ violence. And Carl. Seems like this could be oh no, Bren will be able to contest. Ogwin just needs to time the ultimate really well, and alongside with the entry of Kyle TZ on the Hayabusa, this is a good reset by Echo.
That's a good one. So Ogwin needs to have more eyes on how these 2 members of Echo can disrupt his ultimate, because that only thing that counts is one great setup that he can use.
There it
Oh,
is.
Yaoi, Super Marco.
Is it going to be enough? I don't think so. Echo does not have the firepower to actually handle this, and Yaoi almost got taken out there. Here's the Numinal Blast that forces the flicker out of Yaoi. And Bren, they're starting to get some momentum here on the bottom side of the map, and on the mid, they're trying to play it more defensive.
Okay.
Okay, Kyle TZ just pick up a Hunter Strike.
Super Marco.
Oh, look
he's
at that.
trapped.
Look at Carl on the back. Oh, beautiful combo with Benny QD. Make sure that they take down Super Marco as well.
Yeah, this is why the Lunox Golden was so good alongside the rest of the Echo picks. This is because they can go for, in English, sour dives.
Sour dives. Yeah.
Like just the right amount of sourness that looks like it's risky, but it works.
Yeah, I remember you rapping that. You're looking kind of sour, yeah?
Yeah.
Wow, I wasn't even referring to that.
That's exactly
but thank
it,
you for the callback.
And that was Echo you were rapping for. So now there's all one thing that they need to do. It's a good kind of sour. So if they keep on doing that, they're forcing out of something from each other. Look at just the items here. Hayabusa is just on the Hunter Strike up against Carl TZ. Some more tankiness from Yaoi. Your spot one.
Oh,
What a
Yaoi! He reads that Ogwin was there. That was a beautiful read coming in from the roamer of Echo. Ogwin trying to counter it with a Numenor Blast, but will still get taken out by Sanji in the end. What a beautiful play from the Echo trio on the bottom.
Either that was a beautiful read by Yawi or Ben Cutie giving Yawi the information that I have a feeling. I have a feeling this Lolita's right here.
Feel it.
Woo! And it's not Bren having a good night. It's Echo right now on a roll.
Absolutely. On the bottom side. That was actually all there is. Actually, it's very important, right? You have to note the communications. Who has the better comms? That actually dictates on who can execute better in these team fights. And so far, it has been Echo time and time again.
Okay, so now Bren would really want to have a good set here. They have the glue, they have the Lolita, all they need is a timing. They don't need to be forced most of the time as Yaoi keeps on engaging. That's one thing. They can force out of the other. Overload could be the key here if someone blinks in those kind of skirmishes.
Echo right now, they're feeling it. They look mad. They look like they've learned. They look, I won't just say mad, they look pissed off. They're in this scenario in the lower bracket, and right now Bren is in the receiving end of their anger. Echo in the zone, in control, making the right calls, the right plays, not giving Bren Esports any room to breathe. All minion waves handled well. Forces a 4-man defense in mid just to make sure Echo doesn't open up the mid lane. But Echo, because of that, in that scenario where you see 4 members of an opposing team defending one turret, usually the mid, that means one side turret will fall, and Echo get that. Blade armor already built up by Kyle Teasy, a lightning truncheon. The second main item that Benicudi was able to build.
Bren right now just basically in survival mode with small pickups being attempted by Kyle Teasy on the Hayabusa, but again, they're not really making that big of an impact, or at least enough impact for them to turn the tides.
Exactly.
Benny!
Oh, Benny's on the side, doesn't really need to do any big plays as of yet. And that's just Echo exerting dominance on the jungle of Bren.
But just looking at the pushes that Echo is doing right now, they're forcing Bren Esports just to answer with the clears and guide their turrets. Most of their ways is just the mid, but Kyle TZ is looking to poke on Sanji.
Oh,
Once being taunted by Ogun. It's just purely pokes here in the mid lane, trying to force out Bren Esports to answer one problem, then another.
Yeah, a 2-level lead gap between the mid laner and the gold laner of Bren Esports, it's not a good sign for Bren. 2 levels is Sanji is above Super Marco. That's gonna hit 11 soon enough. And then when we saw when Sanji got hit by the sniper, it took roughly only 25% of his health. So it'll still take time until Super Marco has the damage and few. Damage now is one of the main problems of Bren Esports, but they have strong counter capabilities. If Bren Esports can sustain and fight a team fight well enough for Kyle TZ to come in and clean up house with a nice shadow kill, chasing everyone with the marks, with the shurikens, that'll be the scenario that Bren Esports will be looking for.
Now the big question is, when will Bren be actually ready to fight? Because I am not seeing that anytime soon. But they have to. They have to contest objectives like this.
It'll be close to a miracle if Bren Esports can pull it off with the low gold gap that Bren Echo has over them.
Oh, Flapteezy being in the middle of everyone. Fuse trying to spot him also as well. Flapteezy on to...
There it is.
Grabbing Yaoi.
Should be the go signal, but Flap TZ decides, nope, that's not the time. Let's give up that Lord, let's take a turret on bottom, and let's see if we can survive the next few minutes.
Oh, Few. Forced out to flicker from him. Ogun as well, just looking for information, but Echo eyes on the mid turret of Bren Esports. Broken down, there's a push up top. Super Marco is leaning towards their winning investment for damage heading into mid-game.
Wow, Bren Esports backs against the wall. I agree with you, Rockhart. Not anytime soon. Can Bren Esports find a way to turn this around? 5 to 7 minutes more, maybe. Right now, look at Echo.
Clock is ticking. Echo, they're looking really, really angry once more, just boxing everyone out of that purple buff. Again, depriving the Hayabusa of that much-needed energy regeneration.
Getting closer in the turret. Kyle TZ almost half HP. Man, they can't even go in front of Echo right now.
And Echo, they're also being very careful, right? They're careful to just not give anything to Bren while all of this is happening.
Yeah, Sky Guardian Helmet as well as in for Carl TZ. There's so much time to soak up damage, but look at that, being taunted by Flap there. Going near.
This could be
Yaoi.
it. Flap TZ is going to be locked against the wall, even though they are locked down. With that Numenon Blast is enough to take out Sanji at least. But Super Marco on the back foot will get taken out by Carl. What a long sword Lord you have right there. And that looks like it's going to be enough for Echo to at least eke out some advantages. It's a 4v3 around the Lord area, or around the area. And Benecuity for free from downtown.
The butterfly!
It was just a butterfly ended the life.
The butterfly effect full on in the land of dawn. Carl Teasy, he is going insane right now. Echo, what are you doing? There's a tower still. They're still fighting under it.
No, they're not wasting any
look
seconds.
at you.
Sanford going
Oh,
low.
Oh, there it is. And at the end, the choo-choo has to make a pit stop as Echo just got whittled down. I think the biggest damage dealer there was the turret.
Yeah, with how long Echo was standing under there, as Flap and Carl continue to hug it out. Few and Super Marco nearby. How long is this Glue ultimate? He's been there for like, what, 30 seconds?
That's like the third time, and they're just going in non-stop. This time around, it's the Bees for the revenge play. Kyle Teasy on the side. He's trying to look for an opening, but will decide to back off for now.
Oh man, Echo.
Oh my goodness.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a Benny Cutie. But they overstayed their welcome under the turret of Bren, giving Bren an opportunity to get a second wind. It wasn't the big breath of fresh air they were looking for, but it's enough oxygen to give Bren a second life.
It was something at least,
It
right?
was something.
It was good. It was good for Bren Esports. And that butterfly, that's one thing that scares me now. How did it manage to just end the life of that 3/4 of an HP?
This is why, ever since I was a child, I've been scared of butterflies.
I don't want to get near close to any of the butterflies there. But in this game, you don't want to be near Benny Cutie right now. And on to the damage, they need to be secured to how they can solve this defense. But on the other hand, Echo, Carl Teasy secures the Lord.
That's an interesting decision there, because at the very least, I would think Kyle Teasy would try to steal it with something, but he decides to just wait it out.
Gets caught out.
And he will get caught out in the end by Echo. And that is a 4v5 for the next 36 seconds.
Controlled was the ninja. Hayabusa falls. Divine Glaive already on the hands of Benny Cutie, picked up during that Lord take. And right now, Echo can just continue this. I will be surprised if Bren holds on, but Bren Esports showed yesterday that they have the ability to. The question is, in this game, in this scenario, do they have the lineup to replicate that the lead Echo has? It's sketchy, but it's possible.
Yeah, Carl Teasy, he's actually between enemy lines, or behind enemy lines rather, but he is fighting it out. He's trying to clear some minions on the side, with Flap Teasy actually being put very low by Benny Cutie as well. No minions available on the bottom and the middle. It's the top with a Lord push.
Carl Teasy holding that siege minion, allowing Echo to maybe break the mid turret, but no, Bren Esports still gets to clear the minion waves. Look at Carl, the enforcer right now for Echo.
He needs that siren. He's just going boom, 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 and that's able to actually clear it in time. Oh, the slow from Sanji is massive. Forces so many flickers out of Bren Esports.
Amazing placement of the Void Crystal, but now they're outside. Benny Cutie's on the bush. Nobody spotted him. Oh! Kyle Teasy smelled something out of that.
The much-needed takedown on Benny Cutie. Finally, Bren Esports, they're getting something. They're able to do a sort of offensive against Echo. Even Sanford will fall with the help of you.
Bren are finding a turnaround. A snipe, a super snipe from Marco.
Did Echo overstay their welcome, being on the brink and destroying the base of Bren Esports? The Bees, the Hive, they're alive right now. They're pushing in the base of Echo.
Fuse Clutch Gene, the Hall of Legend inductee. Coming up big for Bren, the save onto Super Marco. And of course, Kylan and Profilin is the jungler of Bren Esports, finding Benny Cutie in the right shrub with his own shadow. He tossed out the shadow, and it just found the perfect angle to get into the shrub, to get vision. He went in, he checked, he found Benny. Echo's game plan there hinged on Benny Cutie being able to get his combo off as the Lunox. Kyle Teasy stopped that.
Amazing performance onto Few, our two-time Philippine representative for the MLBB division for the Southeast Asian Games. Now they're on a roll to bounce back up against the world champs. Flaptisi grabs one on Sanford. Kyle Teasy though.
They're looking for Sanji. I think Sanji looks like he is the one that you need to target if you're Bren Esports. He might be the key to Bren's survival as they are going for that Lord. And it's Benny Cutie's Lord this time around. Sanji with the real world will be slowed down and stifled by Ogwin, but that will not be enough to actually take him out.
Flaptisi trying to channel in one member to go down with Benny Cutie.
Laying out some good damage. There's a darkening. Benny Cutie still got some.
Miss.
Does he have a charge? Does he have a light charge? No, he doesn't. He goes down.
A good grab there onto Ogwin. The Stampede, and now they're pushing back Echo back to base.
This is the problem with the Echo lineup. It's good for early to mid if you snowball, but how can you end without a marksman? You need to wipe out Bren Esports, or at least take away all of their major minion wave clears. Echo, it's a tough task. It's a tall order.
It's so hard to push.
It's hard to push. It's hard to end. And Bren Esports feels it. That's why they're confident, but Flap might get caught out in mid.
Oh, behind enemy lines. That's 3 reinforcement of Bren Esports. Ogwin at the back though.
Sanji's actually quite low. Ogwin spots this out. Does he have the Numenon Blast? He does. He gets it ready. He waits for his target, but Echo will fall back for now.
And just as that, Bren Esports got the lead back on their own hands.
The turnaround. A good read by Bren. Tremendous multiple reads to acknowledge that Echo overstayed their welcome multiple times, trying to break down turrets, base turrets on the side of Bren Esports. And Bren Esports responded accordingly and properly.
Oh no. With all of you guys discuss on how Echo's lineup in the late game could mean their own destruction of their own composition, they need to have a good target on who's going to be taken away from Bren Esports right now. But most of them is slippery and has one way of escaping and engaging one or the other. Few, on the other hand, even on the gold. Cal Teasy and Super Marco are back on 1 and 2 by just looking at their earnings right now on the draft.
Bren Esports, they just need to keep this up. Understand that they do not have a marksman to face. Benny Cutie, when the darkening is gone from that Lunox, they can fight, and they should fight. At this point, they've been able to build up enough items to handle the damage that Carl TZ and Sanford, Benny and Sanji can dish out. They just need to play their cards right. Carl TZ needs to continue to be patient with his entries, be the sweeper for Bren. But don't forget to provide space as well for Super Marco, because Sanford has been on a mission to hunting him down.
Patience, pace is what Echo needs right now on how this turnaround for Bren Esports is going for. So now they're just eyeing on who is going to be isolated out of this map. But so far, this Lord will dictate on who's going to push.
At the very least, Echo has been consistent, right? Every time the Lord is up, every time there's an objective up on the map, they want to take it. But it's starting to look like this time around, Bren might be able to at least get some territory, not outright contest the objective, but maybe they can try to go for a steal. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, because right now Kaltizi is quite far away.
Yeah, he got info though. Bren Esports know where Yawi and Benny Cutie are. Kaltizi's shadow provided that for Bren.
Okay, they see Flap. Where is the rest of Bren Esports? That's a big question on the minds of the Echo squad. And they are here with Conceal on the side. The Lord is pretty much on the Bren territory. Oh, it's going to take the 50-50 though. Benny Q's on the back. He's getting ready to bounce. Snipes of Super Marco. Getting ready to see if he can do it with the Retribution, but no. Echo, they're done.
Oh,
they're done giving space. The real world is down. The Lolita's Numenon Blast is up. And there goes Yawi, trying to look for Kaltizi, but he's gonna get the Lord, as you can see.
Kylan and Profilen, the superstar young jungler of Bren Esports, does it again. Kyle against Carl, and he got it. And that was set up beautifully by Echo, but the angles that a Hayabusa can enter through. Retribution at the exact same time in our eyes, but the microseconds. I wish we could see and count the code of the game itself, but we can't. All we can see is that Bren Esports might be on their way to a turnaround and a Game 2 win.
Oh, the Lord now has destroyed the last turret of Echo. The patience, that's the Uji Shadow Hill connect onto Sanford. Bren Esports is finding a way to end this game, but just by looking at that Lord 5, they were so patient on who is going to make the first step, on who is going to make the first ultimate being used up. Now Echo is on the defense, Bren is on the lead.
There's Sanji, he's providing maximum control.
Few.
He's trying to take out Few, but Carl Ultra will be activated just in time. Super Mario was actually pretty far away. He's trying to look for targets to snipe out. Carl Teasy's up front. Praetor's Rat goes down. Few still survives. Carl Teasy on the immortality, and here comes Betty Cutie! Going non-stop right now. Sanji's still alive as well. It's a brawl fest, everybody. Everyone is on the ground. Betty Cutie is actually super low, and he will also go down.
The Bees are not stopping yet. Flap TC is on the base, Yowie's on low. Sanford as well on half HP on the regen. But 3 members of Bren Esports are eyeing to push in. 2 minions, 3. Still gonna push through, but no, they're not gonna push once again. Retreat back to the base. A reset is about to happen once again.
Wow, just when we thought that looked really good for Bren Esports, Flap TZ was so disruptive in that fight. Almost single-handedly ended Echo, serving up Echo for Bren, but Echo responded really well. Sanji needs to be commended with his positioning, the damage coming out of this Eve. Only a Divine Glaive, Glowing Wand, and Ice Queen Wand as his main items. Wow.
If Sanji he slipped up a little bit there,
Yeah.
that might have been it for Echo. He was able to keep it together and keep Echo back, or keep Bren back rather, just long enough for his teammates to survive.
And just by looking at the items here of Super Marco, he opted for that Wind Chant and also the Athena Shield, not going for a full damage build here. Something tells me they might go for a swap-roo of the items as this go.
By the way,
games longer.
Queen Swings actually was picked up here by Carl TZ. So it gets a little bit more cooldown reduction, a little bit more HP, and Spell Vamp, a little bit more regen for him.
Bren is actually drawing this out quite a long time now. We're at 24 minutes into this game.
Yeah, and this is where they will shine. But right now, Echo are just executing so well that the lineup with a marksman and a high-profile assassin is making it work.
It's a 5-man brawl once more, but this time around, it is going to be a little bit haphazard. There's Ogwen, he catches Kyle TZ on the back, but look at the top side of the map, man. Super Marco getting work done.
And now it's not stopping yet. Betty Cutie trying to balance out up against 3. Will the butterfly make it work again? Immortality has been popped.
Betty with a 1v3.
He's still living.
He's surviving.
Few survived. How did Few survive? With a sliver of health.
Barely made it out, and because of that, Bren Esports might be in a prime position to take the Lord
Carl
and
TZ.
maybe end this game.
Oh, man. The moves and grooves. This is similar to what happened to them in the regular season, but with different heroes. It was Hayabusa and Ling then. Now it's a Hayabusa and a Fredrin. Bren Esports, will they complete the comeback?
Oh, no
Carl
damage.
TZ, he's going for it. He's going straight for the man himself, the GOAT himself. Sanford's trying to hold on for dear life. And there's a free-man Numinal Blast that secures the damage from Bren Esports and pushes this game to game number 3, 1-1.
Bren ties. A part of me was thinking, if Echo drafted the Julian themselves, it would have been great. Because I really was thinking that they picked their...
The winnings and picks are going for. But look at that. Oh, early engage and invade rather on the purple of Bren Esports there from Echo. Yaoi almost half HP.
What happened? Why is Yaoi super duper low? Something happened there that we did not see. So at least for the meantime, that just means that Kyle Teasy is going to be relatively safe in the early game, so he's probably going to reach that level for that sweet spot where he will go and assassinate people on the lanes.
Faster rotation could be the answer of Echo here. Again, the coverage of Bren Esports in this fan in the hands of Kyle Teasy is, or could be greater of an approach to just test the mindset. A flicker onto the turret. Ogwen almost falling down or being the first blood of Echo, still on a safe back home.
The number that I presented earlier, 55-45, is if Yaoi doesn't have another MVP-esque performance. But definitely with the fanny on the hands of Kyle Teasy, they can take risks early on. Just make sure they're calculated risks to build up a snowball for themselves.
And if you're talking about snowball, Bren Esports, the Nathan is one of the scariest snowball heroes I've ever seen.
Yep.
A lot of players have experimented with it and have had not much of a success. Is this going to be the one? Is this going to be the Nathan game that we're all looking for?
Yeah, Super Marco loves that Nathan pickup. Former top global Nathan is Super
Wow.
Marco. Tremendous player with that hero. But Benecutie also used Nathan earlier this regular season. So Echo will be familiar with the limitations and the preferred angles of one Nathan.
First turtle is up. Flapdies and Ogwen are here for Bren Esports.
Oh, I think Flap Teasy already used up the final slash quite early on. Will not be able to slow down Carl Teasy. He secures that turtle even with a fanny inbound.
Yep, steel cable was there, but too late to use that retribution right on point. Echo secures the first objective. Right on to the pressure of the gold lane. Benecutie will be the one here for a greater damage investment early game.
Yeah, Carl Teasy actually less than half a second just faster than Kyle Teasy with that retribution. So that boiled down to the little numbers of it all. Great play there by Echo. They did everything that they could to provide space, but that's what you expect when you're up against a fanny. That as much as you will provide space, vision for your jungler to save the retribution, fannies are just like mosquitoes, man. You know, and then either they'll get it or they won't.
Beautiful sound effects, Mr. Reptar, and because of that...
That was always X.
Oh, that was always X, sorry.
Yep.
So, Sanford used a flicker there.
Yeah, force it out.
Yes.
That's a pretty good sign for Flap. We saw Flap Teasy just go ham on Arlots previously. Is this going to be one of those games?
Oh, look at that. Sanford almost half to low HP. And as we talk about how Kyle Teasy could be more aggressive with his fanny, can make things go crazy for Echo. Horned Rose committed here. Spotted 3 members out of that death bush from Bren Esports.
Carl Teasy seems to be very happy to take these fights as much as possible. Although with Kyle Teasy on the fanny, he's gonna have to take it a little slower, right?
Yeah. Combo of the Kufra and the fanny. Meanwhile, they're eyeing on this bottom lane turret for the gold lane. Benecutie with push almost outer turret. Energy shields gone for his laning stage.
Echo right now, and Bren very calculated with their movements. No one being overly aggressive. I thought Bren Esports would really up the tempo here, but seems like Echo aren't giving Bren Esports any opportunities. And look at that push down bottom lane. Super Marco getting pressured. Echo doing everything they can to delay the farm of the Nathan.
Oh, okay. Surprisingly, they're more on the slow and steady pace, fanny type of movement. Instead of being aggressive, they might be looking for the right timing and information. But is this the part that they want to do as being cautious if they're up against Echo?
All right, at this point, they have full info for sure on who is who and who is where around the map right now, as Carl Teasy has been spied out, taking the turtle on the top side, while Yaoi actually almost went down on the bottom.
Kyle Teasy actually won the retry duel there. Able to secure the turtle there for Bren Esports. While Echo gets the tower down bottom, they decide to give up a major control of the turtle. They said, you know what, we can spike up our carry now. Do what we can to put Benecutie in a better position. But despite all the rotations and disruptions that Echo did against the gold laner of Bren Esports, Super Marco is still in a good position. 600 gold lead for Benecutie. But considering everything that Super Marco had to go through, he kept it close.
Yep. And has he wait for the right time to strike? Mostly he's waiting for more of those mistakes that Echo can commit in the gold lane, but he has no turret down bottom. So he might be forced to rotate on the EXP as Benny Cutie is up top.
Yeah, they're doing a switch right now, actually. And during this transition, will we see someone get picked off? As you can see, Yawi just waiting like a shark on the sides, waiting for a Bren Esports member to show up within hook range. But again, Bren Esports just reading him very, very well.
Yeah, they know.
They
That
know.
grab coin gave up some information.
Yeah, actually, that was such a good play
Amazing.
by Few.
That's look at that. Tower goes down. It's not going to be safe enough for Bren Esports members. And the first one to go is going to be Kyle TZ on that Fanny. Flap TZ does not have the ultimate available. No final slash means he might not be able to survive this one. It went up, but it's too late. It went up, but not enough to save Bren Esports.
Everything finally exploded into a big team fight. Flap and Kyle fall. Good response there by Echo. Again, the difference maker being the Bloody Hunt. And of course, Sanji landing in some crucial stunts there with the Curse of Crow. Benny Cutie being able to stay safe while Carl TZ diving the rest of Bren Esports. Good calculated aggression by Echo to put them in the scenario. Secure the last turtle of the game.
Oh, and it's happening. Sanford trying to hold the possibility of Kyle TZ of getting that orange. And to go back on how Echo is really fighting out this Fanny. Oh, an iron hook!
Here we go again. It's going to be Ogwin this time around with Carl TZ making sure that they secure that kill. But while not be enough, it's still going to be the Echo Express. Choo Choo Ka-Choo going straight into the purple area of Bren Esports, and Flap TZ will also fall.
A 3-0. Kyle TZ is looking something here. Carl TZ almost half HP. Still cable not connecting.
Oh, no!
He was so close in getting bursted down there.
Oh, it's just like my situation at home. Disconnected cable.
Oh, no! Free disconnected cables. That is... Oh, that's not a sight to see. That's not a good sight to see if you're a Bren fan right now. Are the nerves starting to settle in into the young jungler of Bren?
Ogwin needs to double time here on how to get information and force Sanford or even Yawi here to make all the ultimates being used.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Oh!
Is that the signal for Echo, though? Is this go time for us to take it to the Bren Esports lineup? It looks like they are doing some pretty good damage. They are zoning out the jungle of Bren. And they are going to have to double time.
Kyle TZ, I thought he was taking him down. I was like, whoa,
now everyone's watching.
Whoa there.
I'm gargling.
The number I provided, again, 55-45. If Yawi doesn't land the hooks or get the plays, and he's had some crucial pickoffs, it isn't the same MVPS performance, but his timings are big right now for Echo.
There it is. That's going to be Ogwin. He's trying to make a set play happen, but it's just not in a good position yet.
Oh no, being stunned. Ogwin missed catching two, but there was no follow-up for Bren Esports. And just that, Echo took one. Ogwin on the second death.
Yeah, and this is what I'm talking about also. Again, with the lineup Bren Esports made for themselves, I really thought they'd be the ones wanting to set the tempo with aggression and speedier rotations, but no. Seems like they played the cautious route. They're giving up the store. They're just going to try to get more farm. So what could have been a quick scale for them turned out to be a lineup that's just, all right, let's just buy time for Super Marcos Nathan.
Ogwin's actually been dropping the ball in a lot of the sets, and that's problematic here for Bren.
Is that also a pun intended? Dropping the ball?
A little bit.
Being a
little
Kufra.
bit.
Okay. I like it.
He is.
You spotted it too,
true,
Remar.
right?
Yeah.
You spotted it too. Bouncing balls. Because again, we were expecting how Bren Esports lineup could be in an aggressive state. It's a Fanny. It's a Kufra. And most of the times, it's just purely your mind being played. If you're Echo, again, a Fanny could be all over the place. Could be all over the map, taking and stealing those objectives. But at some point, they're investing on Super Marco now that he has a Holy Crystal.
3 main items already for Super Marco. But the presence of Sanford prioritized getting,
There you
that
go.
Radiant armor.
2 ex-teammates, 2 former world champions as well. duking it out on top side while the rest of the team is on mid. This time around, is
Kyle.
this going to be the engage that Kyle TZ is looking for?
Okay, Sanji used now the feather airstrike. Carl T's just puncturing through. Thorn Rose escaping. Man.
Both teams are showing off their own mechanics right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a predictive Thorn Gross by Carl TZ. Really thought that because of the trajectory the Fanny was going, most likely he would have flown into the damage of the Thorned Rose, but Kyle TZ said, nah, I'm not going to do that.
And
No.
what's going to be happening here is Yaoi once more finds his target, and Few will actually go down instead of Oakland, but there's a double kill for Sanji instead. There's going to be the Carl TZ Revenge Assassin versus Assassin matchup. Definitely going to the former. And this time around, it's the GOAT's time to shine. Oh my goodness.
Super Marco with the face-off.
That was a good punish.
And Sanji was just doing a recall right in front of his face.
Minion waves. Ooh, will they actually try to end it here?
Super Marco, it's going to be all up to him. Here comes Few, he makes it in time. What's it going to be? Is the minion cleared? It is! Carl TZ is now on the run, dodging
Few.
the damage.
Saying
El
hi.
Capitan! And there it goes. That's the reset there being provided by Bren, and maybe because of some shenanigans being done by Echo as well.
Once again, Echo overstayed their welcome. You saw, though, why they wanted to do that. But Bren Esports, knowing that their job is simple, let's just clear the minion waves. We can clear this fast enough already. Sanji takes down Few.
That's mid lane diff right there.
Oh, feather airstrike flicker combo. 4 members back away. Yaoi's on pursuit. Will it be Super Marco though?
Echo's going choo-choo right now, straight into the 3 members of Bren Esports. A final flash activated there by Flap TZ is going to be enough to slow down Echo for now, but looks like Sanford's not done with you yet. As he gets the grips on Ogwen, the Kufra will also fall. Super Marco is caught as well by the Storm and Benny Cutie. He could be posed to finish this right here, right now. And that's exactly what it looks like from the World Champions.
1 more member left, Few. Few is still holding it, but now he's not gonna make it. Sanji with a double kill now. Echo. Echo Express takes game number 3 in a dominating performance.
Sanford with a flicker and a grab takes Ogwen.
The Mintitar in the area and there's a King's Calling. Instead of trying,
Ogwen can disrupt the team fight of Echo with 1 stun or knockup from the wild charge. And of course, you also have to look at Flap TZ. Can he handle the minion wave fast enough, clear wave, and then be more present in the map compared to Sanford's glue?
Okay, while they were leashing Kyle TZ, 2 members up top are on the hidden part of this bush. Have eyes on Super Marco. They didn't want to leash in Carl TZ, but they really want to have an edge here on the positioning on where Super Marco could be.
Yeah, actually, look what they're doing. They actually invaded there. Yaoi and Benny Cutie taking away that Crammer from Kyle TZ. And they're just going through the jungle of Kyle right now and giving Benny Cutie a little bit more farm. It's a dual gold start here for Echo.
Yeah, what a great way to start your engines early game. Amplifying 2 members for damage.
Yeah.
In my XP lane.
this duo from Echo on the top side is very deadly. So what Bren's trying to do is maybe we can make something happen on the bottom side of the map, which again is also a little difficult because that's a glue.
It's one game changer, one, especially in the hands of Sanford. Things could go different. Things could get nasty. But on that moment that Kyle and Carl TZ had a woman just to keep poking one another, looks like right now they are just about to bounce or retreat back for that pokes.
What I didn't expect here is the lack of progression here on mid. It's a little slow here on the mid for both of these teams.
Yeah.
Which normally if you see a Franco and a Kadita, the fight's always there. So right now, the fight is going to be happening around the turtle area this time around. And obviously, Echo, they can have zone better. They have a better zoning potential.
Yeah, look at Sanford.
They got some pretty good damage on the back foot, but again, they don't need it right now. Although Bren might be in trouble. Here's the rest of the Echo squad. The flicker in by Yawi straight into Kyle Teasy for first blood.
Flap Teasy is not letting go of Sanji, and Carl Teasy is just aiding him for defense. Sanji, on the other hand, being trapped in 3, try to swim away. Not going to go away from the hands of Few, takes the kill.
Sanford, Flap, TZ. Again, we were talking about the XP-laners, the big X factors for this matchup. The start of it all. And now you saw there the team fight. Flap and Sanford. First kill there of the Terizla, stopping the recall of Sanford's glue. And Rockhard, you mentioned earlier why it seems a little bit slow in the mid. It's because Yawi's prioritizing helping out Benny Cutie. And in turn, because of that, Ogwin is looming more around topside to make sure he can help Super Marco.
Yep, it's all about upping the damage and getting the items early for Benny Cutie. That's why Ogwin as well has eyes on this lane. Could still be a ganking possibility because being all over this river, Yawi and Sanji are trying to get information even on those missing seconds that they can have, because at this point in time, ganks could happen. As you said, level 4 and 5, Sanji could just freely go around the lanes and take one at a time.
Yeah, that's
You can actually kind of feel a very fragile balance here, right? It
Yeah.
seems like a bubble is about to pop anytime. Like, it's just a matter of who's gonna make the first move here.
Yeah, the first big team fight between these two, potentially in the second turtle, will be devastating. Multiple deaths, at least 2 on each side potentially is what I'm looking at here.
Okay.
Right, and again, no one's getting caught by the breath of the ocean. No one's getting hooked yet. So maybe that's why, right?
Yeah.
We have to wait for those moments before anything happens for Echo. But for Bren, they are trying to play the waiting game.
Okay. Waiting for the right time to strike. Still a good discipline. With the M2 World Champs, now the second foothold is up. Carl Teasy and Sanford trying to pull one in. Flap Teasy, though, in the middle.
Oh, seems to be very happy to go and take it with a penalty zone, but Carl Teasy will still secure the first turtle, or second turtle rather, of the game. And we do see that Bren is starting to have second thoughts here. Echo, they're starting to really dominate it and snowballing into this fight. And this is exactly the fight that you're looking for, Reptar.
You mentioned it, Rockhart. The bubble could burst anytime, and there it did. At least 2 deaths per team. Sanford and Yawi fell. In Bren, they lost more. And it was a late entry by Benny Cutie to the back line of Bren Esports with a King's Calling, securing a double kill for himself. That really put the exclamation point in that fight in favor of Echo.
They had a close encounters right in front of Benny Cutie. Hook will miss. They just in par on getting that Lethal Wanderer in. Regen, Kyle Teasy is on with the movement, but they haven't spotted Yawi yet. Or just at a point, they're going for the laning, but this is just Yawi looking for the right time. That's Bloody Hunt connecting to Kyle Teasy.
Oh, there it is, and that's going to be, I think, Kyle Teasy going down again. Before he can do anything in the fight, he is taken out by Bren, by Echo rather. And it's going to be Yawi, who's on position. He's on the conceal.
Ooh.
He misses on the hook.
Sidestepped by Super Marco. Item update, Benny Cutie with a Demon Hunter sword already on this Minzatar. Hooks back Ogwin. Look at the damage of the Ogwin.
Oh boy.
Benny Cutie.
Walking down the rock.
This is why you pick up that Minzatar gold lane. Oh my goodness.
Yawi's on the bush.
Hook
Damage
City.
by the Yawi. Hook
Hook
right in.
City. And there it goes. It's a good
Ogwin.
cancel with a wild charge, but they're
Serious?
locked in. And there it is. That is the reason why we are looking at Minzatar gold lane for the second time in this tournament.
Oh, Sanji managed to outlast and outplay.
A regen. Passive helping him out there.
All right.
Oh, Benny, look at Benny.
Oh, that was a beautiful flicker out, but in the end, it was actually
Oh,
Few who was in
good.
trouble. And there's the counterattack as well. Coming in from both of these teams. It's a slaughterhouse here, ladies and gents, at 6 minutes in the game. We will see that Yawi is boxed in. He's got nowhere to go. Kaltizi, though, he's going to be able to take him out. Sanji, will he have enough damage
No
to
ultimate.
clean it out? He does not have the rough waves.
Oh, sidestep by Ogwin.
San Duo coming in right in the turn.
Oh,
Ogwin still
Oh, my
lives.
goodness.
It ain't Ogwer till it's Ogwer. Ogwen yet again surviving. Well-timed stun with a wild charge.
And that was just the second time. Look at that. Ultimate dropping into Sanford, still sustaining. Kyle Teasy, Appraiser's Wrath. Still survived it though.
Yeah, with all of the scraps that we saw topside, Echo secured the last turtle of the game for themselves comfortably. And now Benny Cutie's in the bottom lane alone. Again, I mentioned it earlier, this is the draft to make this Minzitar gold lane work. And so far, it's working. But Bren Esports, they can counter punish. They just really need to watch out and time for their entry because Benny Cutie playing with his hero, doing his signature late entry play is devastating for Bren.
Oh, they need to have the good sight here on who's to catch on Echo. Meanwhile, down bottom, there could be a trade here. But no, Kyle Teasy versus Carl Teasy still doing it. Out in the middle.
Yep, Battle of the TC still. No assassins available. But they are actually very, very deadly still.
Okay.
Oh, they couldn't get the hook in.
Oh, no, it was
Too many
far.
hooks to watch out for here if you're Bren Esports.
Yeah, there's 2 hooks and 1 mermaid submerging into the land, and that's just bursts right into your land.
Sanji, glad that he's not up against those 2 fishermen. But right now, it works very well for Echo. And that's why, again, Bren Esports are so cautious with their lineup. With how they want to play this. Counter punch will be their key. Or a surprise setup coming in from Ogwen. Set up for a nice real-world manipulation. Set up for Super Marco. Setups on setups. But is it them starting or them countering? The timing of the setups for Bren also is what to look out for. But because of this, because of the lead, because Bren knows that if they lose here, it would be devastating, Echo will rush the Lord, get it without a problem.
And there's the hook. It's going to be go time here, folks. There goes the penalty zone, but it is a huge Rough Waves combo here. Ogwen with the knockoff. Echo still standing strong. Ogwen might actually be in trouble. He goes down. That's a double kill for the GOAT. Make it a triple for Carl Teasy.
Decimated was the lineup of Bren, the young GOAT. 7-0-2. Again, perfect entry by Benny Cutie on the King's Calling Minzitar. And of course, Sanji with that knockup, Breath of the Ocean. 3 of them is what he got.
Kyle Teasy being hooked in. Oh, there's so many hooks, there's so many grabs for Echo. With that point happening all over again, you need to have a good defense to hold the line. And as you said, who's going to react first? Will they overload Echo to make those mistakes happen? And that's where the time to strike back.
This game might be going way too fast. Way too fast for Bren's comfort. They want to slow this down, make it an even trade. But so far, Echo, they're actually ahead by quite a lot of gold.
8,000. Struggling is this Beatrix against the Minzitar. And if you replay, go back into the draft. Once that Minzitar was picked up by Echo, you saw the wins on the look of Super Marco. He knew how much difficulty he'd have in this game. It's as if Super Marco foresaw the future. And exactly that's what's happening. We talk about Carl Tusok. This is Benny Tusok now.
Talking about the blade being passed on to the members of Echo.
Which somehow turned into a spear.
Into the marksman of all roles, right? I mean,
With a sharpened, deadly tip.
the last guy you would expect the TZ blade to go to.
Benny QTZ. Benny Q Tusok.
Is this the evolution from TZ to Cutie?
But at the end of the day, he is still the Storm King of Echo. And Bren Esports, all they can do is watch, try to get vision as the world champs are creeping closer and closer to victory. Benny Cutie has rapid boots.
No, that's crazy, man.
Imagine
He has
how
rapid
fast.
boots. This is his thing. He will just late entry time and time again. He will run, he will flicker, he will ult, and he will kill.
Classic Daddy Betty. And that is the threat now that Bren needs to see. They need to catch, they need to isolate. They might need one here to go down. Orange will go still to Kyle Teasy.
But this might be the calm before the storm, ladies and gentlemen. This could be the big lull before the big Lord fight. And it can be a coin toss right now, but right now Echo seems to be the one who wants to take charge.
Yeah, Kyle, TC, and Few and Flap are the only one here could actually hold off some damage. But right now we're talking about how damage can go up against Echo. Almost half.
Oh my goodness!
And Yaoi is not letting him go.
That was a tank, man.
Yep.
He was doing that to a tanky boy of Bren.
Yep. Oh my goodness, Bren has to run, or Bren will try to counter. Let's see.
Now he's trying to close in with the wall.
Nice movements here from Sanford. He's going to pull back Kyle TZ. On the back, Super Marco is actually pretty far away while they're whittling down on the HP of Oakwood in Kyle. That might be trouble. Sanji's able to swim away before he goes down. But then again, Echo's just waiting for the Lord to get
The
into play.
ultimate of that, Kanata. Save the life of Sanji at the right moment.
Bro, this Mincetar.
Oh
It
my
hurts.
goodness, he hurts like a truck.
It's pain.
It's so much
It's a hook.
pain. Oh, there it is. That's Ogwen. He goes down before he can do anything. The penalty zone goes down for Terizla. Flapteezy doing as much as he can to counter the pain that is being given to them by Echo. That's not going to be enough to slow down the Echo Express.
Right now, they're still holding through their last tier turn in the mid. Who is going to be the first target here? Who is going to be the target now? It's going to be... Oh! Kyle TZ falls down in the hands of the GOAT. Make it 2, and that is Few. Echo still gaining that one.
Time is ticking for Bren. Number 1 in the regular season. Here in the playoffs on the brink of
Big
elimination.
penalty zone! Flapteezy tried to make a play happen, and Super Marco takes a pick. It's a 4v5. It's a 4v3 rather.
Few 10 seconds. Kyle TZ and Nate. Here comes Echo.
They want to go for the photo finish.
They want to go. They want to go all in. No more wasting any moment, any second. Ogwen still holds the door. Still holds the base safe. Trying to clear. And they still waiting for another chance here.
Bren holding on for dear life here in the playoffs.
Echo backs off. Look at this build on this Benny Cutie. Sight, sword, staff, roar, talker, and rapid boots.
Run for the hills if you want to, but he's going to catch up to you for sure.
Oh, man.
His shoes has wings, it has damage, whatever you call it. Right on your screens, folks.
It's like a Greek hoplite. But I also know Mincetar is a key mythological figure in Indonesia, if I'm not mistaken. Or is that Malaysia?
Could be, yeah. That's why you also have Lapu Lapu based on...
Yeah.
So this is one here since we're trying to look at the lore. But now, Echo is on 11,000 gold lead. 17-6. This is match point. World champs against world champs.
I'm going to have to correct myself. Myanmar.
Myanmar.
There it is.
Okay.
All right, so here we go. Again, over the Lord we go. Ladies and gents, I know it looks really scary on the gold lead, but this is really anyone's game here.
Not looking good for Bren Esports.
Not looking for Bren though.
There will be... Destiny is sick for this poetic moment. If Bren Esports, in their best regular season, will get taken down by Benny Cutie's Burmese school. As Echo, Freelord, Sanji, Holy Crystal, 12,000 in gold lead. Can Bren hold again?
After winning almost every game of the regular season with a huge streak, is this how Bren will fall here?
Being the number 1 team comes with a lot of weight on its shoulders, on a team's shoulders. Will they crumble here, Bren? Will Echo eliminate Bren Esports now?
It's going to be a flicker being used by Yaoi. He goes straight for Flap. Cancelled out by Ogwen. And Sanji takes out Super Marco. That could be it. And just like that, the world champions will win and take out the top contender, Bren Esports.
From being submerged down deep from all of the losses. The Kings of the World has now returned to its prime form. Echo has eliminated Bren Esports.